Hello, my name is Blake Patterson, and welcome to Real Values. On this week's episode, I discuss the best movies of 2023. As usual, I have not seen every movie from 2023, but I will review any movies I have missed if I love them as much as these features. Now, here are a few honorable mentions: Asteroid City, Ferrari, The Taste of Things, 1001, and Tori and Lokita. Number 10, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the writers Phil Lord, Christopher Miller, and David Callahan play with genre tropes through clever and satisfying means. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is quick in its creative energy to entertain an audience through thrills and laughter, but its major accomplishment is how it spends time with its characters. The film may be a part of a trilogy, but its fully realized vision of its characters and world confidently stands by itself. Number 9, Past Lives. The Korean-Canadian playwright's directorial debut feels new and alive in its attention to the details between the lines. Past Lives focuses on two childhood friends, Na Young and Hae Sung, reuniting 2 decades after the young Na immigrates to the United States with her family. Song delves into the internal music that attaches and detaches Na and Hae Sung through these transitional periods. Number 8, The Iron Claw. Artfully directed and emotionally gripping, The Iron Claw is a study of the spiritual fusion between masculinity and the American dream under the guise of family. Through the ensemble's emotional honesty, Durkin examines the depth of a delusional father's damage toward his children by making them believe in a mythologically familial idea to distract from his control in their lives. Thematically substantial and stylistically alluring, Durkin solidifies himself as an auteur interested in the internal lives of people one may only understand superficially. Number 7, Showing Up. Showing Up is an authentically realized portrait of its sculptor, her environment, and the people around her. These are people audiences know or see in themselves every day. Reichardt's compassion for Lizzie's desperation displays how she places Michelle Williams in the frame and allows audiences to recognize the difficulties of her craft and her frustrations with her family, job, and friends. With Kelly Reichardt's guidance, Williams subtly captures the psychology of a woman trying to keep herself together as chaotic issues occur. Number 6, Priscilla. While the estate and numerous fans may suggest the film treats Elvis Presley as a monster, Coppola approaches Priscilla and Elvis humanely in this artfully authentic portrait by carefully detailing the behavioral nuances of their dysfunctional dynamic. Coppola's deliberately fragmented structure explores the bliss and trauma of a young girl's experience as she falls for Elvis's deceptive appeal and becomes his prisoner. Due to Coppola's behavioral interest and the sincerity of the leading performances, Priscilla is the most mature and powerful coming-of-age movie since Andrea Arnold's Fish Tank. Number 5, The Boy and the Heron, or preferably, How Do You Live? Mature in its spirit and elegant in its craftsmanship, Miyazaki efficiently blends reality and fantasy to deconstruct fantasy as a concept, to explore the theme of accepting a flawed world rather than aiming for an idyllic world full of human beings since they are inherently imperfect. Miyazaki studies this philosophical notion through the framework of a young boy grieving the loss of his mother and discovering himself and life's meanings on a journey into another realm. Within the genre framework of a young boy's adventure, How Do You Live is an escape and reminder of our world. Number 4, May December. Pulling audiences into the abyss, Todd Haynes explores two kinds of exploitation through the narrative, the cinematic and the criminal. The criminal exploitation concerns Gracie's role against Joe, but Elizabeth's involvement in exploiting the scandal brings awareness to criticisms many people exhibit about documentaries and true crime stories, led by 3 psychologically nuanced performances. The overwhelming richness of the psychodrama in May December is a case where the movie will reveal itself more each time, which is part of what makes great storytelling. Number 3, Killers of the Flower Moon. From the top-tier performances to a thematically inventive conclusion, Killers of the Flower Moon is a step forward for one of America's masters, Martin Scorsese. If Leonard Cohen and Neil Young brought spirit to the pastoral atmosphere of McCabe and Mrs. Miller and Dead Man, the late Robbie Robertson does the same for Killers of the Flower Moon by functioning with masterly controlled tension. Like these masterful revisionist westerns, Killers of the Flower Moon is a confrontation with the American ethos to remind viewers of the past and to act as listeners by creating room for unheard voices. Number 2, Anatomy of a Fall. Even though the title was inspired by Otto Preminger's Anatomy of a Murder, Justine Triet's Anatomy of a Fall is a marital drama full of psychological complications and moral ambiguities about a group's difficulties after an accident resulting in their son's severe visual impairment. While she operates with moral ambiguity regarding the case like Preminger, Anatomy of a Fall incorporates and transcends the genre's conventions by studying the broken family's core, undermining conventions and aesthetically playing with her settings, particularly in the courthouse. Triet stages the unfolding of a homicide case to examine the couple's frustrations through evidence and testimonies as an observer. And number 1, The Holdovers. Since Citizen Roof, Alexander Payne has made many great films indebted to Hal Ashby in different ways. In Payne's latest feature, it was as if the ghost of Hal Ashby had possessed Payne's creative process and made a masterpiece in the spirit of the 1970s. In the socio-political story of 3 people from different backgrounds and generations, Payne creates a bitingly funny and emotionally moving story that never condescends in its humor or manipulation. If the movie is Payne's final comedy drama, The Holdovers is a perfect culmination of Payne's sensibilities as one of the significant humanists in American cinema. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great night.